Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome yourselves. Find a comfortable lying down on your back position to start. Easiest way to start. Easiest way to start. I always invariably feel just a little tightness in the mid back, gripping in the mid back just from kind of sitting and being a little hunched over or curled under. That's the part of my back I feel like just doesn't let go right away when I lay down on my back. So feel what there is to feel through your limbs, through your joints, through your muscles and your bones. And just take another 2 or 3 breaths. Arrive into breathing. Where do you feel your breath? Internally, where do you feel pulse? Good. And then from there, bring left knee into left hand and draw left knee toward left shoulder. And then left knee a little wider to the left. And then bring it up and take it into your right hand across. Let your hips fall to the right. Let your left arm stay heavy, left shoulder stays heavy. Come back onto your back. Bring left knee back into left hand, wide into external rotation. And then up and across and over, rotating the spine. Do one more and we'll switch legs. Yeah, and then return left leg to extension on the floor. Bring right knee toward right shoulder, a little wider. Comfortable opening through that hip joint and then up and across. Twice more. Return both legs to long extended out on the floor. And then bring both feet up to stand. And let's take both arms, hips and spine away from the floor, bridge pose. You can inhale to come up, you can exhale to come up. Let's do what feels most organic and natural for your body, marrying movement to breath. Once more. Let's keep the arms down. They can be down alongside you. They can be out just wide from the shoulders. We're going to take the hips up into bridge pose. Exhale or inhale to come up. And then on the opposite part of the breath, lower just an inch from the floor, not all the way down, not quite all the way down, hover, and then come back up. Again, just merry movement to breath, so let it be slow. Let there be a little hold at the top. Do one more. Good, and then let the spine come all the way down, hips to the floor, bring right ankle over left knee, and then bring left knee toward your chest. Just take a couple of breaths. Just open the back of the hips, open the glutes. Back up after the bridge. 2 or 3 breaths just to put some blood flow back into those muscle tissues, and then switch and take 2 or 3 breaths opposite cross. Let that go, and then take your palms. Can you reverse your palms on the floor next to your ears? Any comfortable angle, any comfortable position for the palm, wherever you can get the most palm on the floor, fingers in all the way down to the base of the palm, and then just push down. And then let your head fall, just let your head stay heavy and just push your hands into the floor. And just feel what comes up into upper back, backs of your shoulders, and then release the push. Just keep your hands where they are and release the push. And then push again. Try not to let your head's gonna wanna just come up when you start to feel your shoulders come up. Let your head just stay on the floor and push your palms until you feel your upper back get a little lighter. Do 3 more like that. Any position, any angle of your hands. Once more. Good. And then let that go. Let your knees come back in toward your chest. Might hug knees to chest. Let your knees just fall toward you. We take your hands in circles, just circle, loose hands, loose wrists. And then bring hands together behind your head, interlace your fingers there, and then we'll come just up with the head and the shoulders on exhalation. So your inhale again is this resisting the floor. Elbows resist the floor, feel a little squeeze between the 2 shoulder blades, and then elbows in, lift head, lift upper back, lift shoulders, exhale. Inhale, come down. You might notice some tightness in your neck, in the back of the neck. The 2 sides, one side of your neck, maybe more. A little more than the other side. A little tight left top of shoulder and neck. Do 2 more. So you can use this as a little neck stretch. Let your head resist your hands as you pull your head and shoulders up off the floor. Good. And then let the head go, let the arms go. Take 5 more breaths here on your back, where the exhalation is just that lengthening, flattening lumbar spine to the floor. Lumbar spine goes long, the navel draw in, side waist draw toward midline. Inhale and let all of that go. Exhale, lengthen. 3 more. Good, inhale, let that go, and then exhale, bring yourself over onto your side. And from your side, press yourself up to all fours. Let's take right fingertips forward, left toes back, breathe into opposite arm and leg extension, spinal extension. You can inhale or exhale. Sometimes we inhale the first 5, we exhale to come down, and then when we switch the breath. Good, set right hand and left knee back down, take right toes back, take left fingertips forward, take a breath in. Exhale. Once more. Good, palm to the floor, knee to the floor. Take left toes back and just push back into the heel. So feel calves extend, the back of your knee open up, push forward off the toes, long bones of the feet, top of the ankle stretches, press back over the ball of the foot and into tips of the toes. Once more. Then bring right knee forward, take left toes back. Forwards and backwards. Two more. Good. And then come forward again, right hand and back with left leg, and then come up. And either hold here, or if you want to, bend the knee, reach back opposite hand to ankle. Two more breaths. Lengthen and then release and then switch, right? So your choice. You can either just hold the extension or 4 more breaths, reach back opposite hand to ankle, lift. Once more. Good. Take both knees wide, take hips to heels, take a few breaths in child's pose. Long extension through the low back. Let the palms slide forward as far as they slide, and then rest the arms, rest the forehead. Lift your head, walk your hands in about halfway, then take right hand out to right knee. Take left arm across. Side bend to the right. Take 2 more big breaths this way. Side bend, rotation, come forward, come back to center, left hand off to the side of left knee, reach right arm across. Good, and then back to center, onto all fours. 3 rounds of your breath, cow pose, cat pose in the spine. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, curl your toes under, send your hips back, lift your knees, press up into downward facing dog. You can reset your feet, adjust your stance here. Press one heel to the floor while you bend the opposite knee. Back and forth. Left heel presses down, right palm presses more. Right heel presses down, left palm presses more. Feel that shift. Press both palms, press down through both heels while you simultaneously lift your sit bones. Take one more breath in the pose. Bring your feet forward. And slide back to feet. Fold on the exhale, just deepen the fold. Slowly come up. And the last thing to lift, and then just take a breath here. Feel yourself upright again. Take a breath and reach your arms over your head. Exhale, let your arms go wide again, soft knees, fold over your legs. Half forward fold, inhale. Exhale, set palms to the floor, walk your feet back, high push-up position. Squeeze shoulders in tight to the sides, take a breath. On the exhale, come down. Inhale, your version of a back bend, any comfortable arch of the back spine. Stay low and just focus on the upper back. And we'll push the floor to come up. And then send the hips back, curl the toes under, lift knees, downward facing dog. One more breath. And then back to the top. Walk, step, back to the top. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, all the way forward fold. Inhale, back up to stand, arms overhead. Let the palms touch, bring palms to your heart. Let's do 2 more, just like that, just that slowly, that easily. Let movement follow breath. Half forward fold. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale, come down. Inhale, elbows in, lift your heart. Slide palms down, push, palms down, hips up, hips back, lift your knees, downward facing dog. So just nice, smooth, beautifully controlled, well within a comfortable range of motion, expression of strength. One more breath. Inhale, look back to the top. Look where you're going and walk there, half forward fold. Exhale. Inhale. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms touch overhead. Exhale. Palms to your heart. One more time. Maybe let there just be more pause in between breaths. Push-up. Hips back, curl your toes. Two more breaths. Look back to the top and then walk back to the top, half forward fold. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, and then take a step to the middle of your mat. Let's go wide with the feet and start in a fold. Start in wide-legged forward fold. Anything you want to do with your arms is fine. Take two more breaths. So we'll transition some from these wide-legged forward folds into standing poses. So we'll go slow. Right, to make our way from being upside down, just mitigating dizziness and the movement of kind of blood flow. So turn back your right heel, turn out your left foot, bend your left knee, and bring your hands a little more forward toward this left foot. Reach up through your right arm and then pull up through that right arm. And then you're in warrior two. Take one more breath. Good. And then just reverse that movement through the arms. Cartwheel both arms back to the floor. As you turn in your left toes, walk your hands around to your right foot and turn out your right foot and bend your right knee. Hands here. Let's reach up through that left arm. Inhale, pull up through your arms to find warrior two. Second side. One more breath. Reverse movement. Find the floor, walk the hands back to center. Pause here. Back to the left, turn out the left toes. Bend the left knee. Bring the forearm up onto the knee. Reach up through the right arm. Extended side angle. Pull shoulders down, right? Create a little more length in the neck. Two more breaths. The arms fall to the floor, fingers to the floor, walk around. Bend the right knee, right forearm to right knee. Reach up through the left arm. Put a little more weight in your right heel and in your back foot and get a little lighter under your right forearm if you can. Make it a little more about legs, hips. Drop left shoulder. Lower left arm. Fingertips back to the floor. Come back to center. Pause. Back to the left. One more triangle pose. Right back to the left foot with your hands. Just go ahead and start to extend through both legs. So you can bring left hand up onto shin. Then as you straighten that arm and yourself lift, pull the right hand straight up past the chest, shoulders, extension. Extend the right arm straight out over your right ear. And then turn the shoulders again to bring the hands to the floor. Slowly walk back to the right foot one more time. Find both legs, both knees extended. Plant the right hand, peel the left hand straight up past the chest, reach up. One more breath. One breath, arm extended over your ear. Bring both arms down. Walk hands back to center. Center your feet. Turn the toes to face the long edge of the mat. Wherever you want to bring your arms and your hands. Turn your head from side to side a few times. Good. And then bring hands to your hips or to your knees. Lift through the upper back to come up. Okay. And then grab a block or go to a wall, right? Or grab a block and go to a wall. If you have a wall, you can use your back against the wall to find standing half moon pose. And we'll just start from the briefest of like a triangle pose kind of setup. We're going to come forward, weight a little forward into the front foot and the front knee. Right leg lifts. One more breath. Bend the front knee at the same time you drop your right foot back onto the mat and just come up from there. Yeah, and then turn yourself around, go the other way. Yeah, so block, set, block where you need to. Switch sides, shift. Reverse the movement, controlled right leg, controlled right hip. Slowly drop your left foot back and then just push up through the right foot to come up from there, okay? Wide stance, stay a little wide. And take your block with you. If you'd like just to have a little height under the hands. Half forward fold or a full forward fold with wide legs. One more breath. Good, strong flexion through the upper back. Bring yourself back up. Step your 2 feet together. And then let's go back to the top of your mat. Feet either hips distance apart, or if they're okay, a little closer together. So you could just fold yourself back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms extended. You could also just have your hands here, hands at heart. One more breath. And then inhale, exhale, forward fold on the exhale. Half forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana. Step back. Adho Mukha Dandasana. Take a breath. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Comfortable flexion for your spine. Low, high, medium, high, hot, medium, mild. And then fold back. Find your downward facing dog from there. Slow. Take a breath. Look forward. Bring just your left foot forward. Turn your back foot to flat. Bend your front knee. Reach your arms back. Chest up, shoulder blades down. Inhale, come all the way up. Take two more breaths. On the exhale, let the hands fall back to the floor. High push-up position. Adho Mukha Dandasana, downward facing staff pose. Take a breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stay low if you like to stay low. Come high if you like to go high. Exhale, push up. Inhale, press back. Exhale, lift up. Bring right foot forward. Turn back to flat. Reach the arm. Heart a little forward, shoulders a little back. And he'll come all the way up. Fingers reach up, inhale. Thumbs reach back, exhale. 2 more breaths. Exhale, palms to the floor. Once more, high push-up position. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arch forward, heart forward. I'd push the floor, come up. Exhale. Two more breaths, downward facing dog. Good, and then just come forward, drop your knees, turn the toes back, bringing the big toes together, hips to your heels. Child's pose. Two more breaths in child's pose. Okay. And then let's come forward. Briefly, Vashisthasana, side plank pose, right? Knowing there are, right, all the variations of the side plank pose you can modify to your disliking, right, to your capacity. Sometimes I just want it to be more stable, a little more ease, a little less intensity, but do what you want to do. You do you, as they say. So both legs extended or just the back leg extending with the knee on the floor. And then from there, if you're stable, you feel stable, and you can take the extra arm extension lift. 2 more breaths. Let both hands find the floor, and then switch. Yeah, so just 5 breaths. Good. Your knees, both palms. And then let's cross at the ankles. If this is doable, manageable, just cross at the ankles and then sit back. Take your hands back, let your hips go over your feet. So you're sitting then with your legs extended out in front of you. We're going to take a breath in. Reaching up, exhale, reach for your feet. Two more breaths. Yeah, let's go the feet. Slide your hands back up. And then set the hands on the floor back behind your shoulders a bit. And then just bring your feet up to stand, your knees at roughly right angles. And then just push the floor and lift your chest. Just do a little back bend here, using hands and using the floor. Resist the floor. Hold some tension. Take one more breath. Good. Relax the elbows, soften the elbows. Fold your legs into any comfortable pose, any comfortable seat. Take the left arm back, reach the right arm up, and then take the right hand across to the left knee. Look toward the back shoulder. Look toward the wall out in front of you, straight out over collarbones and sternum, and then to the back shoulder. Good. Next inhalation, let that go. And then come back to the same, where you have your feet on the floor, maybe your heels in a little closer, right? And you can take just that same, or lean back into the palms, turn them out a little bit if you need to, if you found that kind of a little too much pressure in your wrists. And then you can just stay here again, keep your hips on the floor, but lift the chest. Or if you want to come up in reverse tabletop, you can lift the hips, push the feet. Find your bridge pose glutes. Drop your head back if it feels good. Exhale. And then come down. And then just refold the legs, any comfortable cross, right? And then sitting tall, take left arm up, take right hand across, take left hand to right knee, rotate. And good, nice. Let that go. How about maybe we have a block? Block. If your spine is comfortable with doing this sort of cat back, roll back down to the floor, you can do that. Or let yourself down in a more supported way if there are any issues in the discs, in the vertebrae, the discs of the low back. All the way down. Legs long, arms long overhead. Hook your thumbs together, pull. Okay, and then a supported bridge pose here for the end of your practice. So a block, and the block can go along skinny edge along the sacrum, or one down, one level down on the wide, flat setting of the block. Let the sacrum come to rest. Let the sacrum be supported. And then just breathe, Take a few breaths. Extend one leg Or if your back doesn't mind when you try to extend both legs out long, you could try extending both legs together or one leg at a time. Good. Switch legs if you're doing opposite leg or you're doing one leg at a time. Switch legs, take the opposite leg into extension. Come up whenever you feel like coming up if you have both legs extended. Good. I'm gonna just bring, you come off your block, however it makes sense for you to come off your block. I'm bringing both knees into my chest, so my low back and my hips are actually kind of pushing the block out from behind my back. Then I can just roll my spine back down to the floor. And then set the block aside, arms wide, just your legs in the air. You want to push up into the heels and extend the knees open the backs of your knees here, and turn your feet around your ankles. Something that feels or looks a little like happy baby pose. Good. And then let that go. When you're ready to let that go, take both arms wide again, drop both knees to one side. Take 4 or 5 breaths. And switch. When you're ready to switch, both knees up, both knees to the left. Oh, hi. Mhm. Good. So release that when you're ready to release that from the twist, and then just set up something comfortable for a few minutes in Shavasana. Maybe just a little support under your head or behind your knees, adjust anything else you need to. That you are comfortable. Let the rest lead without distraction. Nice, so we'll go a few minutes past 7 in Shavasana, and then we'll sit again for a few following that. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. No distraction, no strain. I just guide attention upward from heels. Through energetic pathways of your body, from your heels, from your feet upward. Are there any little pockets of effort or resisting rest? You be at ease in your feet and your legs and your knees. Take some ease in your hips and your pelvis, your abdomen. Your rib cage, chest, sternum, lungs, shoulders, arms, heart, hands. Feel yourself just gradually loosening. Softening through your throat and your neck, your lower mandible, root of the tongue is very soft, resting between the teeth. Soften through the jaw, soften around the eyes. Sometimes it's easy to just like let everything go all at once. Sometimes the body just needs a little nudge, a little more guidance. Can you bring your fullest attention to just the sensation of being consciously rested, awake, fully rested, fully resting. In other words, let it be meditative. Notice what it feels like at the end of your exhalation. Is there a comfortable pause? Right, so if you're still here, we'll take just a couple more. We'll take, sorry about that, a couple more breaths in a resting Shavasana. Take your time, just move when you're ready to move. When you're ready to move, come from your back, come over onto a side. Might just move very slowly or take a pause on your side before you come up to a seat. Situate yourself comfortably to sit, and we'll just sit for a few minutes if you have a minute to sit. Just sit, watch the breath, 5 minutes, eyes closed, attentive. So you just shift your position a bit to an upright seat and then just drop right back into close awareness of the sensations of breathing. Or you might let attention just rest on sounds. all of the field of sonic sensation in you, around you. It might be very quiet where you are. What is there to hear? And then just be awash in what there is to hear. Let go of actively hearing or listening or having any sense of separation between who is hearing and what there is to hear. Just be the hearing. Be with the sound. Breathe another minute, another 5, maybe 6 more breaths. If you're counting breaths, 5 or 6 more breaths. Okay, so we'll close here, palms together in front of your heart. Recall any intention you might have had for your practice this evening. Take a piece of your practice with you, take the effects of your practice with you into the rest of your evening, into the days ahead. And I'll see you here again next week. Thanks very much. Namaste.